Hey everybody, welcome back to Creator Crypto, where we're helping you take the next step in your crypto journey. Today we're going to talk about the energy debate with the Bitcoin network. How much energy does it use? What's the impact on the climate? Are we trending to renewable energy sources? And is it all sustainable? We'll answer some of those questions and attempt to help provide some information as you evaluate Bitcoin and whether it's right for you. But before we get into it, remember, if you like the video, give me a like, hit subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments section. Okay, the objection that I often hear is essentially that Bitcoin wastes energy and destroys the environment. Now, there's two parts to this allegation. A waste of energy, the implication being that there's no utility being provided. And two, carbon emissions are unsustainable, in which there's an assumption that fossil fuels continue to be the dominant source of energy. Now, we'll look to address both parts, and the data we'll look at is taken from a report put together by the New York Digital Investment Group, also called NYDIG, called Bitcoin Net Zero, and it was released in September of this year. So it is true, the Bitcoin network is very energy intensive. Consumption of electricity has risen drastically alongside the popularity of Bitcoin, from 0.06 terawatt hours in the early years to 62 terawatt hours in 2020. This represents approximately 0.04% of global energy consumption and 0.1% of global carbon emissions. Electricity consumption and carbon emissions will continue to rise in the near term as the adoption of Bitcoin increases. It's helpful to put the energy consumption and emissions of the Bitcoin network into perspective by comparing it to other innovations and mined products. When we do that, we see that while the energy intensiveness of Bitcoin is not insignificant, it pales in comparison to other innovations and products that we use every single day. No one's arguing for getting rid of clothes dryers or refrigerators, or stopping the production of aluminum or steel. That would be silly, as these are wonderful inventions that add great value to our lives. The good news is that carbon emissions are expected to come down drastically in the coming decades according to the International Energy Agency's Sustainable Development Scenario, which assumes certain investments are made and pledges achieved. This is possible because of recent advancements made with renewable energy sources. According to IEA projections, approximately 72% of energy production will be sourced from renewables by the year 2040. Technological advancements are expected to increase the economic feasibility and abundance of renewable energy by drastically reducing the cost of electricity generation at scale. In addition to a massive increase in the use of renewable energy, the efficiency of miner hardware will play a significant role in lowering energy consumption and carbon emissions. This chart illustrates the improved energy efficiency of the hardware used to mine Bitcoin. From 2016 through 2020, the energy necessary to produce 1 terahash of computational power was reduced by 83%. Energy expenditures will continue to go down as older machines are retired and innovation continues to make newer rigs more efficient. Finally, energy consumption by the mining process is ultimately a function of the demand for Bitcoin as measured by price and the size of the reward in terms of Bitcoin for successfully mining a new block. This makes up the miner incentive. Because of the programmed issuance schedule of new Bitcoin, the size of the reward will get smaller over time. And at some point, the price of Bitcoin will level off and become less volatile. Because of this, the feverish pace at which miners are coming online will not go on forever. All these factors, plus increased adoption of renewable energy and improvements to miner efficiency, will lead to substantially lower energy consumption and carbon emissions in the coming years and decades under any price scenario. And at the end of the day, if what we have achieved is a global monetary network that is secure, transparent, and accessible, then the energy we have used has been well spent. So that's it. I hope some of that information helps you to better understand the Bitcoin network, how it works, what kind of energy it uses, and where things are trending, as you look to evaluate whether Bitcoin has a place in your portfolio or not. We'll see you next time, everybody, and until then, have a good one.